introductions so that we know each other. Starting with yourselves, we may ask that each one of us do it individually so that we give our position and names. Starting with yourselves, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. My name's Brian Manyikandumba. I'm the Vice Chairperson of the Local Government Service Commission. Maybe through this breath also to just make announce that Honorable Sejan is not enjoying his good health for now. So then we decided we must come and take his place. But he's getting better.
Thank you very much. We wish him a quick recovery. He has been very resourceful and helpful to this committee every time he comes to share with us. So we wish him a quick recovery. Thank you.
I will now proceed to ask my colleagues to introduce themselves. I think starting with Commissioner Chia coming this way. Yes. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Barnabas Chia.
You can put it a bit down. We are live on TV. They want to get your voice.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Barnabas Chia, Commissioner, Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair.
Morning.
I'm Sisheka Nodiseli, member of the Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. I'm Grace Chiwa, a member of the Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you. And Madam Judith Kapiha.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. I'm Maggie Kapiha, a member of the Local Government Service Commission.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson, and also the esteemed members of this committee. My name is Moses Mbumba. I'm the Secretary.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Chair.
Morning.
And members of the committee. My name is Amusa Zaza. I'm the Deputy Secretary in charge of Human Resource Management Services at the Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning, Honorable Members of Parliament. My name is Asim Konda Shadrack. I'm a Deputy Commission Secretary in charge of inspections, standards and appeals.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Walia William Tale, Senior Planning and Information Officer for the Local Government Service Commission. Thank you.
Thank you. We can now introduce the AG's office.
Good morning, Local Government Commission and your team. Good morning, members of Parliament and Chair. My name is Evelyn Mutandwa. I'm Director in charge of Lusaka Provincial Audit Office. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members, and good morning, Local Government Service Commission. I'm Wila Munkanta, Assistant Director, Lusaka Province.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Simon Munyama. I'm the Parliamentary Liaison Officer, Office of the Auditor General.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Good morning to you and your honorable committee. My name is Luvinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Good morning, Local Government Service Commission. My name is Achubia Davis, Assistant Director, Local Authorities Department, Ministry of Finance and National Planning, Audit Division, and you're all welcome.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee, Local Government Service Commission. Good morning and you're welcome. My name is Joyce Kubansa from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Clerk's office.
Good morning to you, Chair. Good morning to honorable members of Parliament, and good morning, everyone. My name is Manama Mwape. I'm in the office of the Clerk of the National Assembly. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Emmanuel Walia from the office of the Clerk, National Assembly of Zambia.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Mitete.
Chair, thank you so very much. And the Chairperson, the Local Government Service Commission, sitting in for the substantive Chairperson. Amudelo Misheki, MP for Mitete. Humble servant. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Member from Fumbwe.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning to you, my honorable colleagues, members of Parliament. Good morning to our permanent witnesses, and good morning, our Secretariat. Chairperson of the Commission and team, good morning, and you are welcome to your committee. My name is Eriot Kamondo. I'm Member of Parliament from Fumbwe constituency. Thank you.
Dundumwezi.
Chair, thank you very much, and good morning to you. Good morning to our Secretariat. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. Our Local Government Service Commission, good morning to you. I'm Honorable Dr. Singombe, representing the people of Dundumwezi, Kalomo Southern Province. Thank you.
Chairperson, my name is Mishek Mutetwa Nyambose. I represent the wonderful people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province of Zambia, and I'm privileged to chair your committee. It's supposed to be a full bench, but you know we have the funeral. Some of our members have gone to the same program. We shall join them after. Chairperson, you're welcome once again, and it is time that you can take us through your report on the CDF audit findings for the year 2023.
Thank you once more, Honorable Chair, honorable members, committee members, and the witnesses. Maybe one or two corrections, Chair, before I get to the depth of the report. Front page should read the year 2023, and page 2 on introduction, first paragraph should read 31st December 2023. With your permission, Chair, then I can now proceed.
Yes, Chair.
We are here to make comments on the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund for the financial year ending 2023. This submission follows a request by the Clerk of the National Assembly to the Local Government Service Commission to provide comments to the Committee on Local Government Accounts on the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. The Local Government Service Commission is established under Article 228, Section 1 of the Constitution of Zambia, Amendment Act Number 2 of 2016, and operationalized by the Service Commissions Act Number 10 of 2016, Section 16 and subsection 1. It is mandated to oversee all human resource matters in all the 116 local authorities in Zambia. The Commission followed the committee's sessions and noted the findings of the Auditor General's report with keen interest. It is saddening to see some local authorities failing to follow laid down procedures in the implementation of the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, as well as failing to spend resources meant for the development of constituencies. Honorable Chair, the Commission's mandate is to manage human resources in the local government service. In line with its mandate, the Commission's role in the implementation of the CDF is to provide adequate staff to all local authorities to ensure effective delivery of municipal services. The day-to-day implementation of the CDF is monitored by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. It is, however, important to collaborate with the Ministry during the monitoring period to ensure that interventions are made before queries are raised. The Clerk of the National Assembly, in his minute, requested my office to submit a memoranda on specific but not limited to the following. 1. Delayed implementation, supervision, and monitoring of projects. In line with its mandate, the Commission recruited various staff for the local authorities in the year 2024 in order to ensure the right mix of human resource. I'll read that again. In order to ensure that the right mix of human resource is achieved in all local authorities. The CDF guidelines directs that the day-to-day implementation, supervision, and monitoring of CDF is a reserve for the Ministry of Local Government, the Provincial Local Government Officer, and the Ministry of Finance and National Planning. The Commission advertised positions to the these being council advocates, senior legal assistants, architects, electro engineers, assistant electro engineers, civil engineers, quantity surveyors, system analysts, public relations officers, stores officers, and assistant stores officers. From the recruitments, 62 architects, 173 civil engineering staff, 12 quantity surveyors, 93 electrical engineers, 275 legal officers, 85 systems analysts, among others, were recruited in the local government service. These are key positions that are required in the implementation of the Constituency Development Fund. The recruited officers were inducted into the local government service at Shalimbana Local Government Training Institute to prepare them on what is expected of them in local authorities. Presentations from the Engineering Institute of Zambia, EIZ, on engineering ethics and various engineering guidelines were conducted, and the Ministry of Local Government made presentations on their mandate as well as the effective implementation of the Constituency Development Fund was covered. Other presentations were from Zambia Public Procurement Authority, the Anti-Corruption Commission, Ministry of Labor, Zambia Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Cabinet Office, and the Local Government Service Commission itself. Item 2, recruitment of qualified engineers and capacities of engineers. The Commission in 2024 recruited 173 civil engineering staff and 185 electrical engineering staff. Sir, your committee may wish to note that the newly recruited staff had to be registered members of the Engineering Institute of Zambia. It must be mentioned that the recruitment ensured each local authority received at least one civil and electrical engineer. A total of 33 engineers did not take up their appointments into the local government service. This has been attributed to low salaries in the local government service as compared to the private sector. There's also a high turnover of staff in the local government due to the same attribute. Point 3, poor contract management resulting in contract terminations and/or resolutions of disputes between contractors and local authorities. Honorable Chair, the Commission notes the concerns raised in the Auditor General's report on poor contract management and failure to resolve disputes with contractors. To this effect, the Commission recruited 91 council advocates and 184 senior legal assistants for the 116 local authorities. Sir, it's worth noting that previously, the legal department in local authorities was only in the city and municipal councils. However, due to an increase in legal issues in town councils, Cabinet Office restructured the town councils and provided for legal officers to be employed. All local authorities now have fully functional legal units to ensure proper contract management. Item 4. Other interventions to improve capacities of local authorities. Honorable Chair, the Commission introduced various interventions following the commitment by government to drive the decentralization agenda. One way to speed up the decentralization agenda by government was fiscal decentralization, which saw the enhancement of the CDF from 1.6 million in 2021 to 36.1 million in 2025. In this regard, the Commission formulated and implemented its 2023 to 2027 strategic plan. The plan was aligned with the 8th National Development Plan, the Vision 2030, and the National Decentralization Policy. One of our highlighted objectives in the strategic plan is to improve human resource management in all local authorities. This involved the review of structures of local authorities in line with the devolution and the enhanced CDF. The outcomes of the review are the interventions the Commission has put in place. These being, firstly, the implementation of the approved town council structure that includes the devolved departments. The upgrade for procurement, accounting, internal audit staff, and ICT officers. Some positions that were for diploma holders have been upgraded to degree for these positions to help improve efficiency and effectiveness. Next is the creation of promotional positions for socio-economic planners and the new positions such as monitoring and evaluation officers. In the year 2024, appraisal of principal officers, that this appraisal was being implemented. The appraisal focused on various governance areas, of which one of them was implementation of the CDF. Going forward, the Honorable Chair, the appraisal saw the demotion of 8 principal officers cited for poor performance. The appraisal is to be extended to all council employees. The next appraisal is planned for September 2025, targeting all principal officers in the country. In conclusion, Honorable Chair, the Local Government Service Commission remains committed to strengthening the capacities of local authorities to effectively implement the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund. In response to the challenges highlighted in the Auditor General's report for 2023 financial year, the Commission has undertaken targeted interventions, including the recruitment of qualified technical and legal personnel, restructuring of council staffing, capacity building through induction programs, and performance-based appraisals. These measures are aligned with the 8th National Development Plan, the Vision 2030, and the National Decentralization Policy, which aims at ensuring improved service delivery, accountability, and efficient utilization of the CDF resources across all the 116 local authorities. This memorandum is submitted for the information of your esteemed committee. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, for that wonderful presentation. Honorable members, it's now time for interventions. I'll start with Honorable Member for Dundumwezi.
Chairman, thank you so very much, and allow me to also thank the Commission for a well presented submission. On page 4, the committee that a total number of 33 engineers did not take up the appointments into the Local Government Service Commission, and this is as a result of the low salaries compared to the private sector. Is there anything that the Commission is doing to ensure that local government is attractive? Because I see a situation where it just becomes a training ground. People come in and immediately they think that they've attained the required knowledge. They would easily leave local government, and as a country will continue grappling with these inadequacies that comes as a result of not having salary scales that are competitive to the private sector. Is there anything that we are doing as a Commission? Thank you, Chairman.
Chairperson.
Thank you, Chair. This concern is a concern of the Commission. It is worth noting, Chair, that the mandate of the Commission, the mandate of your Commission, begins and ends at appointment. But we've drawn proposals, we've sat in meetings where we have echoed, Honorable Member, through the Chair, exactly the tone of your concern, that these technical jobs, more so that the country is devolving into full decentralization, we needed to attract staff into local government. For us to attract staff into local government, truly, they must have competitive salaries as their colleagues come from the same institutions. The challenge, Chair, is that the Commission is limited. The planning of the salary structures, the planning of the structure is between the Ministry of Local Government and Cabinet Office. The Commission is a recipient of what has been planned. This is how far the Commission can go. But if we had things within our means, we would have graded jobs with attractive packages so that we can retain officers in local government. I submit.
Honorable Kamondo.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me this opportunity to just ask a point of clarification. Chairman of the Commission, we want to appreciate that indeed you managed to employ so many engineers. This has been a very big problem with our councils. However, we still have one challenge, to an extent that most of those that were there were in acting capacity. Some of them were water coordinators, others were just attached. And they have been actually in those positions, others maybe for more than 2 years or so. From our experience, those people have become a stumbling block to the new officers who are well trained that you have sent to those officers. And some of them have continued acting. What is it that you are doing so that we remove those do not have the necessary qualifications and replace them with the newly brought in engineers who have got those qualifications, because they have become village headmen to an extent that they don't want to be told anything, even when they don't deserve to be there. What is it that you are doing?
Before you respond, I just wanted to add a point on Honorable Singombe's query. The issue is about competitive salaries for the staff in local government, which we all appreciate. I just wanted to get your view, if my memory serves me right. There was a harmonization, and we called it harmonization process in 2012. That process was meant to harmonize the conditions of service across public service, meaning that those in local government salaries should be harmonized with those in the mainstream civil service. And you have put it very clear that now we are in a devolved arrangement. There shouldn't be a disparity between those who are in the mainstream civil service and those who are coming from local government, who are now working under the same umbrella. Did the harmonization that took place in 2012 resolve this matter, or we have gone back to the disparities that are being seen around?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I address these items with a lot of passion, especially that the Honorable Chair I'm addressing and myself come from the same background as children of local government. The harmonization that you are referring to, Honorable Chair, took effect, but only then. The best example is what has been surrendered to the Commission by central government. Sometime last year, we received files from central government to the tune of plus and minus 50,000. We have workers from central government who are seconded to local authorities with carrying all those disparities. Different salary scales, they are on secondment. You have a medical officer going to report to a council secretary whose salary is 2 times less. So the commission is put in a predicament. Honorable Chair, you want to be in charge of a team that is motivated, a team that is enjoying their take-home pay. The salary structure in the Local Government Service Commission compared to the devolved is a camouflage. We have people that have come from central government proper to join the local government. They are said to be on secondment. We are wondering, seconded to who? For what purpose? We thought that we are spindling the wheel towards full decentralization, full devolution. When workers come, they come completely and they're answerable to the structure of local government. But we are still experimenting. To answer your question, Honorable Chair, the harmonization only started and ended then. What sits today in the local government, we have these disparities sitting between the local government officers and those that came from central government who are seconded to local government. Unfortunately, I'll tag it to my first comment, that these are aspects that the committee would love to relate a little further. For instance, with the Emoluments Commission, with Minister of Finance, with the local government. But for this commission, Chair, we run, and our last spot in our race is staff recruitment. Thank you, sir.
There was a question from Honorable Kamondo about those who have been there without requisite qualifications and seemingly acting to frustrate those who have come with qualifications.
You're blind, Chair. When this commission came to being, we found a structure that I would refer to as a disabled structure. because you didn't know, for instance, how certain officers got to find themselves in the local authority. So we took time, Honorable Chair, to plant a system. That's why we've talked about the performance appraisal. After appraising the principal officers, we have now asked the principal officers, using the same tool, to scale down this appraisal. The Commission has had opportunities to go around the country to go and do human resource audit. Some of the cases, Honorable Chair, the Commission has decided that time. Other aspects, because we are dealing with government workers who have been confirmed, the system now requires that we have to start capacity building them. Some we have told local authorities to make arrangements to send them for retraining to Chalimbana. But also going further, because we realize, Honorable Chair, that we cannot transfer problems from one local authority to another local authority. We have asked supervising officers, principal officers, to charge those that are not able to perform, because then they are bridging the officers of those that are supposed to come and deliver. For the new entrants, Honorable Chair, in direct response to Honorable Kamondo's question, local government is a specified industry. If, for instance, we got an engineer straight from university, and for argument's sake, Chair, we make them Director of Works or Director of Engineering, they will not even know where to start from. If we got a graduate from University of Zambia or any other university, and we straight off make them Chief Committee Clerk, they will not even know how to sentence a report of the council, because local government is a specialized industry. So we grow these engineers by causing them to start from the bottom. They're understudied, and then when they go in the field, they can start to learn one aspect connected to the other until they have matured. Then we'll have given them very good career development. But the biggest challenge here, Chair, is that we are dealing with a resource which is very, very scarce in the country. Engineers are very, very scarce in the country. Tagged to one point, we are competing with the opening of many, many mines that are offering very good pecs. So some of the engineers we have employed, Chair, between Lusaka, your office at the Commission, and the station, just looking at the appointment letter, you are going to Lunga. They don't even go to the station. The next time you are told the engineer has turned the appointment. And yet Lunga is waiting for an engineer. So all this comes to the take-home basket. I think for the Commission, that's where the heart of the gist sits, to make our parks attractive for these officers to be retained in the rural areas. Even going further, Chair, even the rural remote allowance is not something to talk about. It must be attractive to retain a graduate in the peripherals of the cities. So, in a brief, Chair, these disciplines of surveyors, architects, engineers are a huge, huge challenge. The last recruitment, I think we have about plus and minus 50 of those that have turned down the appointments. For one reason, because they are supposed to go to Milenge. So they'd rather be in Lusaka where they can do one or two projects and they get money, than go to a council where they're going to have all those hardships in the rural compared to their friends who are sitting in the mines. Because these graduates, they talk, they share experiences, how their friends are doing and all that. So that's the biggest challenge that we are faced with, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
I'll ask our Vice Chair, but before you ask a question, you introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Chairperson, and good morning to you and the honorable members, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, the Local Government Service Commission. Christopher Shakafuswa is my name. I represent the good people of Mandev constituency, and you are in Mandev constituency, so you are welcome to Mandev. I'm the Vice Chairperson of the committee. Chairperson, apologies for coming in late, but the topic at hand is very conversant with me. And Chairperson, I want to tell you that I was the Vice Chairperson of a committee that made sure that we pass the Emolument Commission to resolve some of the things which are being discussed right here. That commission, if I tell you, is not popular amongst us, the members. But some of us had to bend our fingers to ensure that we heal what you are lamenting about. It's been almost 4 years since that commission was established to heal and harmonize salaries for engineers, quantity surveyors in the local government. Are we going to continue with your submission, witness? When we have put an instrument that you can utilize to ensure that you better the pegs in the market, you get the market conditions, and ensure that we have qualified staff, we retain qualified staff in the local government. Our government has given us a lot of money in terms of CDF. You are aware that every council has bought machinery. We don't have competent operators, competent engineers, road engineers, because of what you're talking about. And you are the people discharged with this responsibility to ensure that you engage the Emolument Service Commission so that proper emolument packages are given to our people. How far have we gone with this discussion? How far have we gone with this discussion? We can't continue. Chair, it's unacceptable that we want to give this excuse. Yet this, your parliament, approved that we put this commission to ensure that we stop losing, engineers. We're having shortage jobs all around. We're losing a lot of government money. The president is saying, I want service delivery in Mitete. The roads being done in Lusaka should be of the same quality in Mitete. And this parliament ensured that we give you the Emolument Service Commission so that you can harmonize. The engineer at RDA should be getting the same salary with the engineering director at Lusaka City Council. The engineer, roads engineer at RDA should get the same conditions with the engineer at Mitete. Where is the problem? Who is not doing their job, witness? How far have we gone with the engagement? I think this is a discussion we need to have. If it's a Emolument Service Commission which is not doing their job, Chair, you have the authority to call them here to appear with this witness, so that perhaps we suspend this discussion and ask the Emolument Service Commission why they are dilly-dallying against this subject matter. Because we can't continue. The government has allocated a lot of monies to your councils, and you are the employer. If it was 2-3 years ago talking about this excuse, I would have said yes. But now we have this commission in place to ensure that this thing is done. We need to move. We get it right with the councils, this government would have performed in all sectors. If we don't get it right with the councils, believe you me, witness, people will say this government is a failure. We have the money. We have the commission in place. We have the Emolument Service Commission in place. Where is the problem, Chair? I think.
Thank you very much. He has put it very, very well and straight. Why are you failing to engage the Emoluments Commission? You are not allowed?
Thank you, Chair. I just want to thank you through the comment of the Vice Chairman. we're actually sitting in the same boat. His comments sits very, very well in the commission. We are talking of an emoluments commission, Chair. That is a commission like the Local Government Service Commission. An emoluments commission is set there to take care of the whole country, to restructure all human resource in terms of wage and salary administration. As a commission, we have done the best that the commission is able to do. To the extent that even last week, we passed through the offices, but they will tell you they've got their own challenges of restructuring until they are full-fledged, and they will tell you they are doing this. So there's no way in a home, Chair, a child can spot a fault in another child. I think, like the Vice Chairman has put it, I was just wondering that we woke up tomorrow and then you have summoned us, Chair, to come and sit with the Emoluments Commission, and you can then ask these questions. I will end by giving one example. The Vice Chairman has spoken of the operator, for instance. Chair, the operator in the council, operator of those big machines,
is in grade 4.
He's a grade 12, and he is a driver.
Salary scale
is a grade, most likely division 4.
Yes.
And then they went to the same operation school of driving those big machines. And the friend is at Kalumbila, who's getting maybe 50,000 kwacha. The one who's in the council is not an operator, is a driver, and is getting at most, let us put a round figure for a good shot, 10,000 kwacha. The disparity is unthinkable.
The 10,000 is even too much. What they are getting is less than 10,000.
Exactly. Then, I said for discussion's sake.
G, salary scale G.
For discussion's sake,
we should be closer to the reality.
Okay.
This is a very serious matter.
Let me come to 5,000 kwacha, Chair. If it is 5,000 kwacha, which officer will sit in local government? Which officer will sit in local government? When, as a commission in local government, we will do the appointment. Some of these workers even say, I didn't know this is what I applied for. First month, they step out. We have had so many cases. When they look at the title, grader operator, and they have spoken to their friend who's a grader operator in Lumwana, and so they are smiling. The first salary, grader operator driver in brackets, 5,000 kwacha. That's the last day you see them. The next report of the commission is desertion, absenteeism of 10 days, which matures to desertion. The commission in this aspect, Chair, is helpless. We would have loved to have been told here that, look, the take-home pay is very attractive. Where is a problem in local government? Then we're going to have an answer for that. But as it were, what hits you is what sits with the commission, unfortunately. Thank you, sir.
As it has been put by the Vice Chair, a lot of money, millions, by this government has been put in the councils for CDF. Machinery, almost all the councils have bought heavy-duty machinery, which deserve to be repaired, to be operated on by competent staff. The case example is my council. I had to come and ask for a special contract, because no one was willing to get the job as an operator. And he is just 2 months there. I don't think that we shall keep him for long. We are unable to maintain these operators because they classified the lowest grade, not even LGS 13. They're in Division 4. Division 4 of the class. And yet we expect them to take care of our machines. So we have taken note. We are going to see how we can engage the other commission to find a way how, even in government, we shall engage the minister to find a way of harmonizing the conditions of service for council employees in line with the devolution So that when they are sitting, one of my issues I wanted to raise was an issue of lack of confidence of the chief officers in councils, as if they are not in charge of the councils. Even under devolution, you find that they don't seem to have the confidence, probably because they look inferior than the people, the DACO, the director of health, and everyone. So we need to find a solution to this, so that when we are talking about decentralization, devolution to be specific, we know the councils are at the top of issues. Now I wanted to ask a question from you. The weaknesses that were highlighted were Honorable Mufumbwe, Member of Parliament. Those weaknesses, the challenges of maintaining or retaining engineers and staff. Is it the reason that we can attribute, or you would attribute, to the failure by councils to properly manage the CDF, especially for 2023? The report that we have gone through has shown serious weaknesses. Like there is no capacity in the council's engineering department, internal audit, and department sections. These, I want to appeal to the Commission to take interest. If the CDF is to succeed, the weaknesses are in engineering, procurement, and audit section. Would you attribute the issues which were raised by Honorable Kamondo on some councils lacking qualified personnel as to the reason why CDF is not being administered correctly in those particular councils?
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. We've been following the sessions of this committee with a lot of interest. You'll agree with me that there are certain local authorities that have done exemplary well.
Yes.
But also I think we have a problem of mindset change. The background, Chair, where we are coming from, the local authorities were swamps of disposition of cadres. To go there and inject a spirit of change, you are using one oxen to plow. It has not been easy. We are in a process to inculcate a spirit of commitment to workers who've taken oath to save Zambia. How are we doing it? The three sections that we have identified, Chair, as core to CDF implementation, when employed in my report, are indicated that the Commission took a step to bring them for an in-house training at Shalimbana. That was one step to try and build capacity. Going forward, when they're in the field, Chair, we are dealing with a cadre, most of whom are in their youthful age. And they are seeing these monies, perhaps for the first time. I'm trying to be very real. So when they go in the field, disposed to these activities, like I made an example that you can't just pick an engineer and make them a director. They'll not even know where to start from. But the problem that we have had, Chair, is insistence on good performance. These workers will need a bit of time to grow and mature because of the nature of the industry we are working with. Allow me to get back to what the principal, the Republican president, said when he was launching the land cruisers for CDF. He had spotted that in the structure of the CDF, in terms of ownership of CDF, he talked about their Royal Highnesses, the chiefs. We have the committees, the CDF committees themselves. I see a structure of the ward level, who are the representatives, in other words, the presidents in the ward. I see a structure of a member of parliament who's a president in a constituency. Then you come to the structure of the local authority, where you have the council chairman and the management of the council. Today, you will bear witness as honorable yourselves who have constituencies. When you go to a constituency, you find a clinic. When you inspect the building, the mortar between two blocks is clay. Then you ask yourself, if it's a problem of an engineer, where was the councillor? Where was the provincial local government officer who approved this activity? Where is the constituency development committee? So there are all these structures sitting. People are expecting that the council will wake up one day and we are seeing good activities. It will not be possible. We have to work together. We have to find a way to come around together. Because if something has gone wrong at slab level, Honorable Chair, one of these structures must be able to say, no, 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 these works are not okay. Then a correction is made. I'm on record myself. I went to one province. I'm not stretching your time, Chair. When I got to that district, and I was given a list of very good projects, I stamped on and said, can we go and see this project? Then I was told, no, sir, we can't get there now. It is late. I said, no, our vehicles have lights. We'll go and... no, sir, even I think the fuel is not enough. I said, I have enough fuel. You jump in my vehicle. Until we got there, it's in Central Province. When we got there, Chair, I asked the headmaster, pointed at the council secretary. He said he had seen him for the first time. I asked the headmaster, pointed at the director of works, says, oh, this man came yesterday because we were told you were coming today. So what am I trying to prove? When I went to the building, Chair, between two blocks, there was literally mortar, clay. It was just clay. Then I said, you are going to bring down this structure at the cost of the contractor, and in 3 months I'll be here. That contractor, Chair, went to Kapirimposhi and bought concrete blocks. And that structure is a very good structure. I'm saying this in trying to underscore one point, that CDF is for all of us. Some of these officers we have in local government, Chair, like I've said already, they are students straight from school. They are learning the job in the industry. They need to be helped. If today this entity goes to monitor, the other day the entity goes to monitor, and then we'll help these officers to be alert. But if the member of parliament, for instance, taking advantage of your presence here, Chair, by the time you go to the constituency, you find none has gone to do the monitoring there. Then we have a problem. So it's an inadequate structure that sits in us that are in charge of ensuring that CDF scores for our country.
Chair, let me take you now to the details that have come out of the report, our observation. But I'm consoled to say that this commission has been following these sessions. And if you have been following these sessions, Chairperson, to tell you the truth, the Zambians have been following the sessions. The revelations from Auditor General, not from this committee, Chairperson. Our role was just to read. We could have given you one. We are happy and we want to thank you that you have been assigning officers to sit with us. These reports were done by Office of the Auditor General. What came out of those reports is what we have been highlighting. And we are lucky now, we are happy that all the Zambians, from government and all the citizens of this country, have been taking their interest to see how this CDF, not ordinary CDF, the enhanced CDF, which the Vice Chair emphasized, millions given to constituencies, how it is being administered. The buck stops at the Commission. At the end of the day, You have been following. What actions have you taken? Deliberate actions. Before anyone telling you, you see erring officers. Some of them deliberate. I'll give an example of Siavonga. Where you have officers who go to procure and fake receipts from Saro Engineering. Director finance involved, procurement. You have them, and you have been following when they come here. Before you have you taken? The Zambian people are waiting. Issues of recruiting, promoting, transferring, and demotion and firing. It is the commission. We have the famous team that you demoted. Every Zambian knows about it. But after that, what happened? Because those you acted on them before the revelations of these two audits we are talking about, the operations audit and the CDF audit. After the CDF audit, what did you pick? I'll give you an example. One procurement officer who was in Chasefu Council, just in 2021, buying a fisher board at Kamsisi School, a fisher board, cutting it in 3 pieces, 350, 350, 50. One fisher board, 1,050 kwacha. I did a report which caused your commission to send a forensic audit, and they confirmed that report sat in your office, no action. What did we see, Chairperson? That officer was transferred from Chasefu to Siavonga. In Siavonga, that officer, issues were also came out in Siavonga. I'm just giving one example. Those issues, this time we have just transferred that officer is in Chipangali. Is that the best you are doing for these special erring officers who are undermining government deliberately? There is another case example in Mshindamo. Director engineering, writing recommendation for an IPC. He acts on administrative convenience. 2 days after the council secretary moves, he single-handedly, without director of finance who is there, without other directors involving them on that panel, he comes out to sign everything, and they release 1 million, Chairperson, for works not completed. The commission you have been following, we don't need to tell you. All these are things that the Zambian people are watching. Now, at the end of the day, this committee's role is to highlight them. Auditors, we bring them out. But now, when we see these officers, yes, we need to nurture them, being transferred from one council to another. Who is going to help this country? Do we mean well for our government? Do we mean well for the people there? The answer is no. Let us set examples that is going to deter others who do that. And it's not for this committee. However, we also note there is a report, the famous report, where councils, for the year 2023, one case example on the copper belt, you followed it. There was a reaction. This committee, 14 projects approved by members of parliament when they sit in the CDF committee. They just end up at approval. We are not involved. The workers take over. Your members, they take over now. Procurement is them. Everything is them. Everything is them. Even a vehicle given to them by government for monitoring, they don't use it for monitoring. It's your staff. Now, we tell them, here a report by AG's office. You approved the 14 projects? Yes. How many did you implement? 0. Work in progress? 0. Outstanding? 14. Attorney General, Auditor General's office, they bring. This is a true story. January to December 2023. We end there. They will tell you, no, the commission is too tough. These projects are now in use. Use in 2025. Are we in line with the principles that the President has given us? That a project should be costed at the right price, implemented within a shortest period of time, and the highest quality? The answer is no. You just gave an example of a building that you helped to demolish. And look at the cost of that building. Are you going to compare with those old buildings that were done by our friends in the First Republic, Lusaka City Council? Even all these buildings were occupying? The answer is no. What has gone wrong? Do we love our country? Are they in tune with the policy of government? Those who are not moving with the policy of government, it's you. You are the one, chairperson. If you don't know, we are telling you, it's you, the commission. So I wanted to highlight those issues. The other issue I wanted to highlight, your staff have no regard. The Minister of Local Government, even yourself as a commission, you give guidelines. Do not do this. If you want to do this, seek for authority to the commission or to the ministry, not in local government. And these are the officers, we know them. I will tell you one example is Mufurira. They can do without the CDF committee's approval. They would start tinkering and playing around with resources. From this vote, they will take to this vote. These are qualified personnel. You have taken them to Chalimbana, but they have that culture of not following guidance. We are supposed to help. As a commission, our role is to do this. And the Zambian people now are following. A water bowser in Kalomo, in Dundumwezi constituency, to be specific, is here. They want to procure, the committee, we want to procure a water bowser. 20,000 liters water bowser. The CDF committee, they make that recommendation approved. They start looking for their own preferred supplier. They go to a foreign company. And you know this yourselves, you have history about in the olden days where councils procured machinery or vehicles or equipment which never arrived up to now. They prefer a foreign supplier from Dundumwezi, Kalomo. They go to procure that bowser. Here in Zambia, the known suppliers have got 18,000 liter bowser, capacity bowser. They have it, but they insist, they refuse. The MP says, can you procure this bowser? We wanted the 20,000 because it's coming there. We don't know how they have connected themselves, chairperson. This bowser up to now, money tied in the accounts, 1,675,000 or 79,000. For 2023, what would you say? They insist they want the difference of 2,000. They insist that one. You people bring this. Now, where are we taking our country? When the president says procure within the short period of time so that people have the benefit. So we have this stuff that are in impediment. And we see them. Now, what can the MP do? This committee today, on Friday, will be the last time we are meeting. It ends there. We go back to the old culture, business as usual. Talk about this committee, because the way we bring them out, we are not looking at it. We have this country at heart. So, what would you say to that? This is the stuff. I'm coming. I want to go halfway, then you respond. Take note, then we shall conclude. We have some councils. Last time you appeared, I'll give an example of Serenje Council. This is coming from operations. Council workers, these people have no regard for regulation. Fire officers at Serenje Council who were transferred, fire officers who went to Serenje, is it in 2023 or no? For May, is it 2020 or 2023? I'll get that. I'll share with you. Salary is withheld. They have appeared here. This committee has said these officers, they worked for that money. Chairperson, you are a chair of a commission that looks after these officers who can do whatever they want to do, withholding workers' salaries. They work, can't do it. In Serenje, there is another case, for example, there is a case in Ilunga, where one officer, I will give you this information, you do your what you find. Ilunga Council, an officer who gets permission to go and do for leave, he comes back. A council secretary says don't pay him a salary. Now, we are trying to show the anarchy in some of the councils. But I want to say well, what have you done, Chairperson, to councils who are performing very well? They are on record. We shall give you the list of councils. One of them, Kafiwe, we have Shangombo, we have Mwe, very well. And you have left those other councils which are managed poorly. Are you looking at the faces or you are looking at their performance? Why can't you identify those who are doing very well to motivate others to do better? This CDF has become very popular. We want a situation where, I'm giving an example, where the president of this Republic of Zambia can pick a call to get how CDF is moving, can pick a call. Can I have town clerk Lusaka share with me a quick one? How is it going? So that when the state of Lusaka town clerk gives an overview how Lusaka is administering CDF, the president will have a general picture. This is how it's supposed to be. Do you think the Lusaka town clerk can be a good example to tell the president and show this country? City number 1 of the Republic of Zambia, and you are watching. We must have models. And this can only happen when you as a commission, you take it up. Help your government. So, I will end there. I get your responses, but I will continue because there are so many observations arising from this report. But we want to talk to you, Chairperson. What are you doing? Thank you. You can respond to those.
Thank you very much, Chair. I tag into your passion of the submissions you have made. Allow me to spot one office. Again, I'll go back to where we are coming from. Where we are coming from, there used to be the office of the provincial local government officer.
It is still there.
In the aspect, I knew that office is different from the way it sits today. Where I am coming from, the office of the provincial local government officer was a minister of local government at provincial level. A lot of these problems we are talking about, Chair, they would not be here. To some extent, the office of the Auditor General was going to be helped by ensuring that the office of the provincial local government officer takes care of such problems. That office, Chair, needs capacity. If that office is well built, the provincial local government officer, there is an auditor in that office. The administrative officers in that office. During our time, this is the office where even when a council secretary is supposed to leave the station, they are supposed to be cleared by the provincial local government officer. The provincial local government officer, using his staff, are the ones that's supposed to be wording, spending time in monitoring these projects because they are closer to these entities. I want to beg you, sir, that maybe we go back. There's somewhere we have dropped local government. We go back and connect where we dropped it. If we can marry ourselves to systems, then we can run well. A lot of systems we have dropped. One local government officer comes and is appearing before the commission after our session in Kawe. And then we tell him, tag this to such and such a council. Says, sir, I went to that council. I asked to, and I'm told, wow, PLGO, you're not aware that the council secretary is in Osaka. Now, that's a supervisor. That's a supervisor who goes check on the subordinate, and the subordinate has told has left the province without the permission of the supervisor. We have lost systems. I want to repeatedly say, Chair, to give comfort to you, what you are doing here, what this committee has done is not in vain. Without mentioning a name, in this province, when we were assessing the local authorities, one local authority came, poor performance, everything was below par. We checked it. They came the second time, it is the last in this province. Exactly what this committee did. Then we said, so, if the commission was harassing local authorities, how about the Public Accounts Committee? So I want to say that we are sitting with very good recommendations. We have done our investigations, but like I said, chairs, some of these issues you've talked about, they are sitting in our office. I can assure you, sooner or later, you see action. Except to say, we are dealing with officers who have the condition of service. There are certain laws that you follow in order to deal with them. But please be peaceful at heart that we are precisely, very precise with these happenings. When you are sitting here, Chair, these commissions you see present here, all of us are glued, and we are privileged. Today we've been watching you on TV. Today we're interfacing with you. We are privileged to watch and take notes.
Yeah.
When the permanent witness comes, the commissioner can attest that I sent an instruction every sitting here where the report that sits at the commission, which we report will compare to the notes that we've been taking, which reports will compare, sir, to what will come from your office. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but certainly this committee is government, commission is government. We have one thing to do, to deliver this country, and that's what we want to do. A few weeks from now, a few days from now, but not months, we are reading the Riot Act. Thank you, Chair.
Mitete, you wanted to make a comment before I conclude?
Chair, you know, when you are in between chair to chair, in the first place, it is to appreciate the office of the Auditor General and the work that they are doing, without which this discussion may not have been there. Whatever your committee, sir, it's not a public account. No, it is your committee, Local Government Accounts Committee. Yes, it could be a subsidiary of PAC. So, the Auditor General's office, thank you so very much, you and your officers, the staff. Then, yourselves, this commission, working hand in hand with the Emolment Commission, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, the Ministry of Finance. Some of these issues, one towards the PECs, would be resolved. You employ, they don't take the jobs. Those who do, you may be aware that 1 or 2, 3 local authorities, they're in arrears. So as you are employing, there must be The ministry, yes, the secretary to treasury, the ministry of finance must be involved.
Correct.
So, going forward. But I hear you. You are handling things in the famous word, methodically. Because there's where we are coming from. You don't, we may want things to be done like yesterday. It does not work like that. Not me, away from big thieves to your people, small thieves. So they are also thieves. But at a minimum. Beyond what we are saying, all we need to build the country, you need the local what? Authority.
We need to strengthen it.
Any country in the world, no wonder our colleagues will go the federal way. What is being piloted now in the name of, whether you call it decentralization or devolution? That's how we build a nation. No wonder the monies are being taken there. Despite what is happening, the strengths of the buildings, how the projects, but believe you me, something is happening. In every constituency, the 3.5 years now of this government, I'm not saying because I'm part and parcel of the ruling party, no. But what has happened in the 3.5 years, even in Chasefu, Mitete inclusive, Dundumwezi, is not comparable to what would have happened in the last 10 years. You have more of where to point at in the name of service delivery. It's true. True that nearly
As we wind up?
As we are winding up, it's true that nearly every pupil now has a desk.
Correct.
It's true. That there's a 1x3 classroom block. At least there's a staff house for a teacher, even one. It's true. All now we need to do is to strengthen where we see that we have weaknesses here. So if you do watch us, we equally do monitor you as a commission. Which commission? Local Government Service Commission. But how do you demote one, and when the council comes, things are sorry, then the committee would say, but you are demoted, yes, but why? Maybe out of the performance assessment there, but when the report comes and you would see the officer, to some extent, just getting relief, feeling good. So, we have work to do.
We
have
conclude.
work to do. It's not me to conclude.
I mean your remarks.
It is the chairperson for local government, accounts committee, parliament, and then the other chairperson for local government service commission. These two will conclude. We were just making observations as to how the country is supposed to be run.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Mitete.
In conclusion, thank you very much. Because when people heard that in conclusion, they thought I was still going to talk like I'm talking. No, I'm now finishing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But it's the Local Government Service Commission, the moment, the Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Local Government Rural Development. working hand in hand, working together.
Chair, I hope you have taken note. Those are very important observations. And he touched one of the observations is I wanted to appreciate your commission. What you have done by recruiting the legal officers in councils, you have done a big job. And I think you have been monitoring during our sessions how these have become handy. So please, that is a plus. The other thing he touched on is the issue of the salaries. Some councils are going into salary arrears because of the bloated labor force. We cannot talk about, he talked about engineers. We need these technical jobs, engineers, graders, and everyone in that area. Those should be full capacity. But if you are talking about having a council that has no abattoir, it has got health inspectors who are 5, 6, I think that one we should look at it. We should have committee clerks who are 6, 7 in a small council. Those are the areas we can deal with so that we have a balance. The most important is look at the CDF. It has become the main thing. So in those areas, no compromise. And indeed, we have cases of good performance. One case example, I feel proud. Even today, my council is doing very well. Chair, my council, the staff and the projects are moving very well. How I wish that it is across the nation. This year, by August, there will be a change in the whole country. From this 2023, 2024, we see a change because everyone now is working. So if this can happen, this country will be a changed country. And that's the desire of everyone. So I thought I should mention that. And also, let the CDF performance by councils be one of the tools for performance appraisal. So, besides the other tools you have, how do they handle? So that it motivates them. When you go to Kenya, unless they've changed now, they have got what they call LATIF, Local Authorities Transfer Fund. I was privileged when I was still in the councils to visit Kenya and look at the best performing councils. If you are giving, for instance, CDF, I'm just using CDF as an example. Let me use Local Government Equalization Fund. You choose those best performing councils and give them an extra 2% for that particular year. You performed better in my administration of resources. Then you are going to increase so that it makes those others which are underperforming to get motivated, and they are reviewed every time and again to assess them how they are performing. That will be a better thing. CDF should be a major tool, because I've worked in local government all my life. I've never seen a government that has given resources. This is not politics, Chair. We had nothing to do in the councils, but now we've been given resources. We should take advantage of that. This country is changing. In all parts of this nation, there is change. So it is our staff to help us to do that. I think most of the things have been said. On behalf of the committee, Chairperson, we have been consoled that you have been following. We are going to be engaging you even informally so that we get the best. Whatever information comes from these committee members or any other person, use your own system to check whatever we tell you. And when you verify that what is coming is indeed true, act on it so that we can save our country. But it's not that whatever we may recommend, as he has said, this demoted
but you come to this committee, you find the demoted person is doing very well, you can promote. And if you see someone, according to your lenses, is doing very well, but you comes to CDF is the worst, you can demote. So you should use your due diligence so that we have the best for this country. Otherwise, I would be failing also if I don't appreciate the office of the Auditor General for what they are doing for this country. And I'm telling you, after 2023, there will be a change. Also, your officers, when it is time for auditors visiting, they are informed. They run away. Help together with the ministry. Ensure that when auditors are in a particular council, whether they are attending what workshop, they should leave that workshop, all of them, to go and answer, to ensure that these small, they delegate to their juniors. And you know what the juniors do? Oh, our boss has gone to a workshop making allowances. They hide the important documents. They have left us here. They hide them. They come back. There is a query here. No, but where is the information? After the auditors have gone, they say, no, we have since found the documents. Why? Such queries can be dropped if all officers are around. And we take note. What you have said today, Chair, is what we told the ministry yesterday. The office of the provincial local government officer. We mentioned this yesterday, and it's a notorious fact that something must be done. And once that is done, the ministry will have less work to do, the commission will have less work to do. Things will be happening there. So with those remarks, I want to say thank you. If you have a final comment you can make a comment, but we want to appreciate you and your team for your presence and this interaction. We breathe out because we want the best for our country, so that our principal is able to see that the policies that he has put in place of giving huge sums of money is not by mistake. The Zambian people are going to see their lives uplifted, communities transformed to better places.
Honorable Chair, I want to thank you earnestly for your comments, but most important, to thank the Office of the Auditor General. I think we have come to where we are because of the revelations of the Office of the Auditor General. And going forward, Chair, when this committee is sitting, like I said earlier, that each one of us is taking notes, we are going to help to develop this country because of the effort that has been planted by the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you, Madam. But going forward, Chair, it's your desire, it's the desire of the Commission, that we are sitting in the Ministry of Local Government, and we underline the word rural. That word rural development, word rural, must be underlined.
Correct.
Things must be happening down there. I would have loved, Chair, that in this sitting, the provincial local government officer should have been sitting somewhere.
Yeah, so very good.
Because the provincial local government officer is an extended hand of the Auditor General.
Correct.
You will be surprised, Chair, that what the Auditor General went to discover in the field, the provincial local government officer doesn't know.
Correct.
So going forward, and in being brief, Chair, I want to earnestly appeal. I don't know what language to use. You go to certain officers of the provincial local government office, they don't have a vehicle. If they have one vehicle, fuel is the problem to find. Provincial local government officer, not in our time. I want to appeal, Chair, that we go back. Me, I'm convinced in my mind that if we went back, we will find a disjoint. Once we connect that disjoint, we'll come back to normalcy.
Correct.
But as it were, I think we are working in pieces when we are supposed to be pulling the same direction. Again, to echo, Chair, I have never seen this kind of gesture by a head of state. We are tempted, Because we've been crying that we don't have money. The president says, I've given you money. What other excuse are we going to give?
Nothing.
My appeal is that we work together, Chair, in ensuring that we change the mindset in the local authorities, in ensuring that there's sanity. Once more, I want to thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson and the entire Commission. It's good that today we have met our commissioners, we have seen them, and we should be interacting. We are your committee. We are called Local Government Committee because you are Local Government Service Commission and the Minister of Local Government, and Madam Speaker has been very supportive to this committee, and I want to say thank you to staff and everyone, and please, you have continued to give us officers who have been coming from your office on a daily basis. That's very good, and also we need to extend to the Commission. And with this said, Chairperson, I will ask the AG's office just to make a comment, even to thank this committee and the Commission.
Thank you, Chair. Really, it has been a marathon, auditing all these councils. Our prayer is that even as we continue with the audit of this 2024 audits, our prayer is to see these queries reducing. We want to see that when we make recommendations, the councils take them on board, and when we go, we don't find the same mistakes being undertaken. That gives, but to make sure that the controls are put in place. With those words, I want to thank you.
Thank you very much for those kind words. Same queries every year. The Zambian people are fatigued. They want to see action. Withdrawing cash 500,000 kwacha instead of paying officers in their accounts. Those are not supposed to continue. So with those words, I want to say once again, thank you very much, Chairperson. I know you have a busy schedule in your offices. Continue doing your best. We shall continue working closely with you. With those words, I would like to withdraw the immunity that was earlier conferred on you and your team, that from now on, you are on your own. We come to the end of our interaction. Thank you very much. I'm sure tea is saved. It would be nice to see Mitete sharing tea with our commissioner next to him, so that we can have now informal chats outside.